Do you struggle with what to do with all your children's costumes and dress-up items? Well, you're in luck because today we're going to talk about how to organize children's Halloween costumes and dress-up clothes here on Get Organized with Jodi. Hi, I'm Jodi Granok. I'm a certified professional organizer with over 15 years in the field. And this is one type of item that I come across a lot when working with clients in their homes if there are young children in the house. And that is what to do with sometimes the overabundance of all these Halloween costumes and dress up clothes. There's nothing wrong with having these items in your house. They bring creativity and happy childhood memories, but like anything else, it's really important for these items to have a boundary limit because if left unchecked, then these costumes and clothes can take over a playroom or their bedroom or their closet. So, we're going to talk about 6 steps to help keep the costumes organized and useful throughout the year. The very first step is that you need to sort and clean the costumes. So begin by doing a search and go and get all the different costumes and clothing together. They might be in more than one area. Bring them all together so that you could sort through and review them all. If they're in good condition and they still fit, go ahead and wash them where appropriate. But if they are beyond fixable, if they're torn, stained, if your child has outgrown them, of course, you can move them along to someone else. But if they are just not good for anybody, then you might want to recycle or discard those. The next step is to categorize the costumes by theme, size, or use, whatever is going to make the most sense for your children. So if they have lots of different themes to their clothing, you can organize them that way. If you have multiple children, you might want to organize the costumes by size. If you have different ways that you use the costumes, including having a whole section of Disney outfits for when you go on your annual Disney vacation, then you might want to organize them by type. And then you have to decide the best way to store these items so that your children can find the items when they want to play with them, but they can also put them away when they're done playing. And there are multiple ways that you can do just that. So that is step three, is figuring out the right storage solution for your children. You might want to store clothing in clear plastic bins. You might want to use hanging closet organizers. You might, if they're not used very frequently, you could do vacuum storage bags. Or there's underbed storage, which are totes that are longer and narrower so that they would fit under a bed. Now, if your children are younger, this is one storage option that you could find online for purchase, and that is an actual dress-up station. So if you have the space, you can designate a corner in their room or playroom for a dress-up station. It's nice because you can hang up the items, and it usually comes with additional types of storage, so put all the accessories in. And has a mirror, so it's nice. It keeps everything organized in one little area. And it also is more visible. It's easier to see when you've outgrown items to make room for new ones. Now, speaking of things that get outgrown, you may not be able to tell from this picture, but this type of item tends to be for younger children. So the height is actually not so high. So as they get a little older, this may be too small of a storage solution for them, but you can do something similar by having a section of closet for them to have their outfits in. So, another thing you want to think about, of course, is repurposing the costumes because, of course, your children will continue to grow, and these outfits, even if they are in good condition, they may not work for your family anymore. So, how can you give them new life? Well, you could do a costume swap where you exchange costumes with different friends or neighbors or a local community group. And everyone brings their outgrown sizes, and you get brand new outfits in the size that work for you and your family. If you're done with the costumes completely, you can consider donating them to a local school or a local theater, community theater group, or even charity that might use them for performances and special events. And of course, you can also donate dress up clothes to shelters, hospitals, or other organizations that support kids in need. And the last step is to keep a rotation and keep your costumes refreshed. So you want to go through costumes once or twice a year to rotate the items, to donate the ones that are too small or no longer wanted, and to pitch the ones that are torn or used up. So if you can do this, the sorting and the storing and the repurposing, you'll be able to keep your home more tidy and organized, and you'll also give these cherished costumes and outfits new life year round. So that's it. I hope this gives you some inspiration this Halloween season and beyond. I encourage you to visit organizingmagic.com for more organizing resources, including our free e-newsletter and information about our monthly Zoom webinars, which are also free. And remember that new videos drop every Friday, so be in the know and click like and subscribe before you go so you never miss a single video. I'll see you next time.